María Corina Machado, Venezuela's outspoken opposition leader, has just won the Nobel Peace Prize for her fight for democracy and human rights under an authoritarian regime.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided to award the Nobel Peace Prize for 2025 to María Corina Machado.
But behind the celebration lies a bigger story about power and politics. Let's explain. María Corina Machado is no stranger to confrontation. An industrial engineer turned politician, she rose to prominence as one of the loudest voices against the governments of Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro. She co-founded Sumate, a vote monitoring organization pushing for electoral transparency, and later founded her own liberal party, Vente Venezuela. For 2 decades, she's organized protests, challenged elections, and called out corruption and repression. In 2014, she was removed from parliament and barred from public office for supporting nationwide demonstrations. Yet she refused to back down. Her Nobel win, the committee said, recognizes her courage and commitment to peaceful resistance in the face of systematic persecution. Machado's politics cut sharply against Venezuela's socialist model. She calls for a free market economy, independent courts, and an end to lifelong presidencies. She supports civil rights reforms like same-sex marriage and judicial accountability, and believes that rebuilding Venezuela starts with institutional honesty and economic openness. It's a vision that clashes directly with the state-controlled system that has dominated Venezuelan politics for decades. Machado's activism has come at a cost. She's been surveilled, detained, and forced into hiding. During the 2019 political crisis, she became one of the most visible supporters of opposition leaders Juan Guaido, pressing for global solidarity and regional action against repression. Her critics call her confrontational and elitist. Her supporters called her the last hope for a democratic Venezuela. Despite being disqualified from running for president, she continues to draw massive crowds, representing a generation that grown up knowing only economic collapse, censorship, and exile. But what makes her more controversial is her pro-US foreign policy stance. While many Latin American politicians distance themselves from Washington, Machado openly urges US intervention and tougher sanctions to weaken Maduro's regime. She's argued that foreign pressure, not compromise, is the only way to break Venezuela's authoritarian deadlock. Machado has built her image as Washington's democratic partner in Caracas. She regularly meets US officials, calling Venezuela a hemispheric security threat under Maduro. She pushed for stronger enforcement of sanctions, US and European coordination, and even international justice mechanism to prosecute Venezuelan officials. When she was briefly detained earlier this year, President Donald Trump warned Maduro not to harm her, and the Secretary of State Antony Blinken called her a symbol of courage and democratic resilience. For the US, Machado represents more than just the opposition. She is the possible future of a post-Maduro Venezuela, pro-market, pro-West, and openly anti-Chavista. Venezuela crisis isn't just political, it's geopolitical. Maduro remains backed by Russia, China, and Iran, while Machado is championed by the US and Europe. Her Nobel Peace Prize now adds moral weight to that divide. It signals global recognition of Venezuela's democratic struggle, but also risks deepening polarization inside the country, where government supporters dismiss her as a US puppet. Still, her win is historic. As a Venezuelan and a woman, no Venezuelan opposition figure has reached this level of international validation.